Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Justin, and I think I brought some magic for you this time, and this is a mango lassi. One of my favorite all-time drinks to get at a restaurant. I think that and the virgin pina colada are my go-to drinks when I go out. And it's very simple to make, and it tastes exactly like you get at a restaurant. So the first thing you notice I'm doing is cutting up the mango. Oh, and I struggled with cutting up a mango. I watched a few YouTube videos, I read things online, and I practiced. Practice makes perfect. Once you get it down, you get better at it. I'm still no expert at it, but I seem to have the gist of it. I've tried 2 different methods that I seem to be comfortable with. Right now, I slice it as close to the seed as possible. Now I'm going to make squares, and then I will fold the skin back, and the flesh will be easy to be able to cut out. The other way I tried was sliding up against the cup, and it also worked pretty well. Of course, I still have some really good sweet flesh on the seed that I would like to cut off, and I paused the camera to cut the rest of it off. But nevertheless, it was an easy method, and yeah, until I become an expert, there's always going to be a little bit left over. Nevertheless, this is a very easy recipe because you only need really 4 ingredients. A mango, milk, yogurt, sugar. Of course, I had a pinch of salt to almost everything. I always consider it a natural flavor enhancer. And you can add cinnamon if you want to. The last thing you're going to need is some ice, but if you don't want to add ice to it, you don't have to. So that's why the traditional way you have pieces of ice in it, but that's something you can do extra. You can just leave out if you wanted to. Anyway, so I'm still working on a mango. I think in the restaurant they offer other versions of lassi, so I'm guessing it's the same process. Instead of having mango, you just add a pineapple. Instead of having pineapple, you can put a banana. You probably put any fruit into it, but you gotta have the rest of the stuff. You gotta have the sugar, you gotta have the milk, you gotta have the yogurt. A lot of Indian dishes I'm noticing having yogurt, and I can understand why. It's a really good mixture. Yeah, so you see me still cutting up the yogurt. Now, 2 ingredients that will make this very easier, not ingredients, but 2 products that will make this very easy for you. One is a blender. Unfortunately, I had a blender and I broke it. I lost the pieces and I just was too lazy to buy it, but I realized I really didn't need a blender. For everything that I cook, I never use a blender. This is the first recipe in the last 3 years where I realized, man, a blender will come in handy. But everything else, I had a hand mixer. And once again, I'm gonna show you with my hand mixer, I can still get it done. And here you see me doing it now. I'm breaking down the mango, trying to turn it into a nice consistency, where it's a little small piece, or it's actually something you can drink and not just eating chunks. So now I'm adding to another container. That would also make it easier for me to blend it up. Just mix it all together. Adding the yogurt. Next you'll see me adding 2 tablespoons of sugar. You're going to see me add 120 milliliters of milk. And then I'm going to blend it up again. And this time I use a hand mixer. It's going to blend up to a very great consistency. Now, when I say I normally get this, when I go to an Indian restaurant, I always order a mango lassi, or I order one version of lassi. I always get a lassi. Every now and then I do try a different menu item, but I normally stick to butter chicken, naan bread, and a mango lassi. Those are my go-to items. Every now and then I switch it up, but you gotta have those 3 things. If they don't, sometimes you go to a restaurant and they're missing one of those items, so I have to get a different version of them in a sense. All right, so now you're gonna see me crush up ice. Once again, if you have a blender, it would be so easy, but I didn't. I still made it work. I wrapped up the ice in a clean towel, and I'm starting to crush it with my rolling pin. Man, if you want to get out some aggression, that's your time to do it. Just get it out. Just beat it out. Beat out the anger. So now the ice is crushed. Now, this is where I can end up making 2 cups or 1 cup. If I would have added more ice, then I could have ended up making 2 cups. But since I was just drinking this by myself, only added a little bit of ice. And I'm going to stir it up, and it was made a nice combination. But like I said, if I wanted to divided up evenly, I would have added more ice, and then I could have had 2 servings to share with someone else. All right, and that's it. Let's drink it up and enjoy. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video.